Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Stacy Shillington. Welcome to my weekly video. And today I want to share something with you. I want to share how I make my clear skin soup. Soups are an incredibly important part of my diet, and especially in the winter. Because in the winter, you want to eat more warming foods, foods that warm and nourish the body. And because vegetables are such a large part of the clear skin diet, this is the perfect way to eat your vegetables, really nourish and warm your body, boost your immune system, and really detoxify your body. So soups are amazing. I always have some homemade soup lying around. Barely a week goes by when I don't cook soup at least 2 or 3 times. Hey Holly, how are you? I always use my crock pot. I find my crock pot is seriously my best friend. You can just throw everything in. I'm going to demonstrate that for you today, just how easy it is. And you can just leave the soup going all day. I find it especially convenient because my kids come home from school, they're starving, and I just give them a bowl of soup. I don't let them get into the crackers and all those crazy snacks at all. And then again, it's on, and hi Maria. And after hockey practice, after karate, I just keep giving them soup. So it's a really convenient way to eat if you have kids. Even if you don't have kids, then it's just handy when you get home from work. It's there for you. You can put it in the fridge, make a really big batch, put it in the fridge, and eat it throughout the week. It is, fresh soup is always the best. That's when it's highest in vitamins and minerals. But it's so much better to have soup in the fridge, leftovers, and eat it than eating something that's not nourishing. So soup is the way to go. And there's so many benefits to soup. I'm going to put some especially amazing immune boosting ingredients in the soup today. And it really boosts your immune system, and it's also really detoxifying because there's so many vegetables. And in a crock pot, you're able to cook it on a low heat. Typically, when you boil, really hard boil vegetables, it breaks down a lot of the vitamins. Whereas in the crock pot, you're cooking over a low heat, and that really preserves a lot of the nourishment. Holly says, good watching a really boring movie, so multitasking. Awesome. You can make soup too, Holly. Why not take it to a further level? So, okay, so we're going to get to it. Let's see. So first of all, I have a crock pot, and I can take out my insert. So this is the insert to my crock pot. I tend to put it on the stove top before I put everything and just saute my onions first. So I'm going to do that really quickly. I'll turn on the heat. I use avocado oil to saute my vegetables just because it has a higher heat point. So it's not going to create free radicals as some oils might do, such as like an olive oil. I know a lot of people do that, but really an avocado oil is a little better for sauteing. So I'm going to put that in. Oh yeah, and I also want to say I'm not a chef. This is really simple, and I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of really tastier ways to do this. So if you have some great suggestions for me, please let me know. This is just my throwing it together cooking. So I have, and I've already cut them up, I have leeks and I have onions here. I love leeks because they are incredibly detoxifying. They also have high levels of vitamin K, and then onions, very supportive for the liver, same family as garlic, so also very immune boosting. So I'm going to pop these in my crock pot part, which is on the stove top, and just saute them just to get that nice flavor out. You don't have to do this though. If your crock pot doesn't have an insert, you can put stove top. So I'm just going to stir this around for a minute. And as those are sauteing, I'm going to share some of the other ingredients that I'm going to put in the clear skin soup. So on this tray, I'm going to put in some carrots, some celery, and some shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms are amazing to put into a soup because they boost the immune system, they're very detoxifying, they're anti-cancer, and they basically do everything. So shiitake mushrooms, especially in the winter, are pretty magical. And a bonus is all the medicinal ingredients in mushrooms or really only come out when you soak them in hot water. So when you take mushrooms and put them in your crock pot soup, you are actually getting the most benefit out of them. So a super, important way to use mushrooms in the crock pot. And then I'm also going to add in, and I've already cut this up as well just to speed things up, some ginger and some garlic. So ginger is great for the digestive system. It's great for the immune system, which is so perfect at this time of year, in the middle of winter, where we're spending so much time inside, and we really need an immune boost. So ginger is great. And garlic is one of my favorite. It's such a broad spectrum antimicrobial. It contains a compound in it called allicin. Allicin, okay, this is what I love about garlic. It's antimicrobial. It kills pathogenic microbes, but it doesn't touch the good microbes. So super amazing. Now raw garlic is definitely the most potent, but I mean, when it's cooked in a soup or a stew, it tastes amazing, adds such a flavor, and it does add some medicinal qualities as well. So I'm just gonna stir right here. And I do add a little bit of sea salt. The sea salt that I add is herbamare. So herbamare is sea salt combined with herbs. So the salt portion is not as harsh, I guess I could say. And because there's herbs in it, it gives it a really nice flavor and also the benefit of the herbs. So I'm going to sprinkle this on. I'm bad at measuring, by the way. Please don't ask me for quantities of things because I don't measure ingredients. I just put ingredients in until it looks good, until it smells good. So that's why I'm just showing you what I do, so that because I really have no clue about quantities. So these are starting to cook a little bit, but then I also have some other ingredients that I'm putting in the soup. I'm also putting in some cauliflower, cruciferous vegetable. So excellent at reducing hormone levels in the body because it contains a compound called DIM, diindole methane, that's very detoxifying. It also contains sulforanes. I probably didn't pronounce that correctly, but what that does is it helps the liver detoxify. So cruciferous vegetables are very, very important. And then I'm going to put in some bok choy too. This looks like a lot, but it's going to reduce down to nothing. So hopefully my kids won't freak out. I usually don't put greens in the soups because they will hate it, but I'm making an exception today because I wanted to do this soup for you. So I love greens because there's tons of B vitamins in greens, lots of fiber, very detoxifying. So I'm going to add this into the soup as well. So I think that these they're on their way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the rest of the soup after I tell you about one other thing I'm putting in it, which is Astragalus. So Astragalus is actually an adaptogenic herb. It's a root. I buy big packages of it in Chinatown. It looks like this. It smells a little woodsy. And it is an incredible adaptogen and immune tonic. It's used widely in Chinese medicine. Now, if you have acne, I don't encourage the use of a lot of adaptogens because they can stimulate the adrenal glands too much, which can make acne worse. But adding a few sticks of Astragalus to a crock pot soup or a soup in the slow cooker is very nourishing and healing and just adds a beautiful element of immune boosting and adaptogenic ability to your soup. It's not going to aggravate your skin because it will be so mild. So I'm going to add 2 sticks of this in as well. So that is that. Okay. I probably wanted to say a lot more things about soup than I'm saying because I can't remember everything I was going to say now, but you know, there's just so many benefits to eating soup, to cooking soup, because there's so much liquid in it. It's an excellent detoxifier. The ingredients really boost the immune system. It's very warming for your body. And, you know, in the winter, we really need to eat for the seasons. And this is something that ancient healing cultures have been practicing for millennia. When it's hot outside, that's when they tend to eat, you know, a lot of the raw vegetables, a lot of the very cooling foods. And when it's cold outside, that's the time to eat cooked foods, especially slow cooked foods. That gives the most warming quality. And, you know, more heavier foods like meats. So that's really eating for the seasons. Okay, perfect. So my leeks and my onions are sauteed. So this is the really easy part. I hope you can see me. This is my crock pot. I'm stretching the cord. I'm going to take the insert and just put it in my crock pot. Turn off my heater, and then this is the magical part. I just put everything in the crock pot. It's so easy. My garlic, my ginger. Very neat and tidy. My carrots, my celery, and my shiitake. Sometimes I'll saute my carrots and my celery in with the onion. I know that onion, carrots, and celery are like the holy trinity of a soup base. So whenever you're making a soup, as long as you have onions, carrots, and celery, you can saute them together, then add whatever veggies you want in there with the broth. That's it. So easy. So add these in. Add my cauliflower in. And add my bok choy and my astragalus. As you can see, this soup has a bit of an Asian flavor to it. Astragalus goes in. And then I'm going to add my broth. So today I have organic chicken broth from Loblaws, which is our grocery store here in Toronto that many of us use. Often I make my own chicken broth, and it's super easy to do that too. I can do another video on that another day, but I didn't do that. So I'm just going to do this, take the easy route, which is totally okay, right? Okay, put this in. I may need 3. Whoa. So, setting my temperature to low. Be sure to shake. All right. And you know, you can use vegetable broth as well, if you prefer. Now, I do always add a protein to my soup to help balance my blood sugar, because when you're treating acne, balancing your blood sugar is very important. So if you tend to be vegan, you can add a handful of lentils into your soup. I'm not vegan. And I did roast some chicken last night, so I'm going to just put my leftover chicken in there. Which is here. I've already diced it. I'm going to put that in. I'm just about finished. That's it. I'm going to mix it around. Now it looks over full because my bok choy is just, it has not reduced at all yet, but it will do that. So I'm just going to let it sit for a minute. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to put another container of broth in it because I just want it to be a little soupier. So hold on. Luckily I bought an extra one, so I'm gonna put this in it too. I'm gonna have a lot of leftovers for the weekend, which is awesome. Hey Rebecca, I see her watching. Hey Colleen, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Okay, so I'm gonna put the other one in. And so I have my healing soup, healing/clear skin soup that I eat all winter long. Put my salt in it, put my pepper in it, and often I'll throw a lot of thyme in there, I'll throw a lot of oregano in there, but today because I've used the ginger, because I've used the garlic, sometimes the thyme and the oregano don't really go with the ginger and the garlic, so I kind of do one or the other. So there you go, that's my healing soup in the crock pot. I'm gonna let this sit for a few hours and just kind of simmer. Usually vegetables should simmer for about 2 hours to really extract all the nutrition into the broth. Again, you don't want to boil it because that does destroy a lot of the vitamins that are in the vegetables. So that's it. It's that easy. Dinner is done, thank goodness. And this is something that I really encourage you to do all winter long because soup is really the perfect food to get clear skin. You get so many vegetables, it's so detoxifying, it boosts your immune system, and it keeps you warm. So that's it for my Facebook Live today. Please don't ask me for the quantities of everything that I put in the crock pot again because I don't know. Just put vegetables in, guys. Just go for it. Be a little loose with it because you can never eat too many vegetables. And sometimes, you know, it depends on individual preference. I like my soups really chunky with lots of vegetables. Other people might like their soups a little bit more liquidy. So go with what you prefer as well. So that's it. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you next week. Bye.